Hi, welcome to Bonsai Therapy. Today I'm going to show you some of my trees, or as a matter of fact, all of my trees. Some of them you already know, some of them you don't. But I hope you like the video, and let's get going. This is my Alberta spruce. You know this one, we already had some work done on it, and you could see this in a previous video. I'm going to put the connection to it on the description, lower on the, like down there, so you guys can go back and see what's going on with it. And yeah, this is it. This is the Alberta spruce. I'm sorry, it's a tall tree, so it's not gonna be easy to get it all on the camera, but this is how it looks like. My Alberta spruce is doing pretty well. It's like there's a lot of new growth coming in, and it's gonna be due for some cleaning later in the summer. For now, I just wanted to grow before I do something else on it. Let me just go around a little bit, like a 360, so you guys can see what's going on. I love this tree. Well, I like all my trees. That's a funny thing, that it gets to the point that you start liking all your trees. Of course, you always have some that you like more than others, but you like them all. This is done then. We're going to be waiting on it to start developing a little better, and then at the end of summer we will do some more work on it. Like the branches need to be reduced a little bit, like the top ones, major, gotta take them, cut them back a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. There's some branches that we're probably gonna need to remove too, but for now I think it's in good shape. Well, I like it. I like how it's developing, and that's it. Let's go for the next tree. I'll pick it up. It's outside, and I'll show it to you. My second tree, it's this one is the Pieris Japonica. This one you guys could see, like in the previous video, how it was, and this is how it is right now. As I said, it's growing. There's like lots of flowers sprouting, and I had a few already there that they sprouted, and now they kind of died. And I like this tree too. I like this tree especially because I lifted it a little bit because of this trunk. I like, oh, it's heavy. I like this this trunk. I think it's pretty cool. We got to be careful with Pieris Japonica because the Pieris Japonica trunk is very prone to diseases and canker. So let's hope nothing happens to this one. But it's sprouting a lot. It's like stuff coming all over the plant, and all these plants are all these flowers are going to be red in color. They're beautiful, and I will show you how it goes. Show you how these flowers start coming up, and they're really nice. These flowers on this tree are really cool. Probably gonna have to do some cuts later. I just wanted to rest a little bit because we had like some major pruning done on this plant. We took a lot of branches, and you can see that in a previous video too. I put the description down, so you guys can go back and check it out. But this is she's going to be, when it starts to develop a little better, it's going to be a beautiful bonsai because there's lots of branching coming up right now, and as we start reducing these branches a little bit, more are going to be sprouting. That's why I take my time with my plants, because as I don't know a lot about how plants themselves work. I wanted to know if they sprout from old wood, and it seems that this one doesn't have a problem. So maybe if we start thinking about reducing it a little bit, it will be sprouting new branches all over the place, which is a fine thing because then you're gonna have like a more compact tree with lots of branches and nice trunk, and that's what we kind of like in bonsai. I think there's like something like coming up in this one here too. So yeah, the Pieris Japonica, Scarlet O'Hara, because the leaves are so, or the plants have, the flowers are so red that they call it like Scarlet O'Hara, and because of that, and it's a pretty cool plant. It's a plant that that's always like coming up with new stuff. So you always have stuff to see on it. It's not one of those plants that you have to wait a long time for something to happen. The way I see it, this one, a lot of stuff is always happening with it, which is pretty cool. It's a plant that always keeps your attention, and that's a nice thing, especially when you don't have lots of plants and lots of trees. Like me, I don't have a lot of trees. Now I'm going to show you all my trees in this video. So, Pieris Japonica, and let's go for the next one. Now, my next plant, it's a spring azalea. You can see that the flowers came out, and then I just removed them all, took all the flowers out because they're kind of drying. And this one, honestly, I don't know if this is one tree or two trees, but I really don't want to be messing around with at this time of the year with replanting it or transfer it to a different pot. But this seems to me to be like two different trees. So we will see when I work on it. This tree is gonna need some drastic pruning. I'm gonna have to be cutting some of these branches, reducing the length of the branches, and it's not a big problem with azalea because azaleas, they grow contrary to the other plants. They are not apical, like meaning that the growth doesn't start on top. They grow from the bottom to the top. So even if I start like cutting all these branches, it's probably what's going to happen. They will sprout new stuff fast. And one a cool thing with this spring azalea, that's what they call it, is that it keeps sprouting all year. It sprouts in the summer, in the winter. It keeps going. This plant never goes dormant, which is pretty cool because it keeps growing and growing and growing. It's a nice thing to have a plant that never stops growing. It's cool because I want to get these trunks developed. So it's going to need some drastic work, some drastic cuttings, and it's definitely going to need to be repotted. But now it's not a good time. Maybe like more in fall. So this is it. It's the azalea spring. Not a lot to see. Lots of green stuff, and let's check out the next one. So next one on the line is this Acer Palmatum. This palmatum, this is like something that I picked up outside, and I just put it there. This Acer Palmatum, it was like a tall, like a really kind of tall tree. I kind of pruned it all the way down here, and the branches were growing in a way that I really didn't like. Well, there are lots of things that I don't like on this tree. You can see over here, it's where they like kind of cut two species of trees together, and it's really tall on the tree. So it doesn't look good. So I'm hoping that if I let this trunk develop, I don't know, that it might take over this this thing here that it's really not cool. Let me show it to you. You guys see over there, right in the middle of it. It's not nice. So yeah, this is a project. We'll see how it goes. And now they got like branches like growing all over the place. I completely took all the branches out because they were coming up in weird places, and I really didn't like them that much. Now I'm just gonna let it grow for a while and see what happens. This is gonna be the new apex, so I'm gonna cut it even more. Like probably like here, all this area here is going to come out. I'm gonna wait for winter and let it develop a little more. But then there's not gonna be a lot of space for the new growth to come up because we're gonna be reduced to just a few inches of usable tree. Yeah, it was one of those mistakes that you make when you buy trees and you really don't know. Yeah, and I got this one. This one has beautiful flowers. It looks like fire when these flowers in fall, when they start like switching the color, all this green turns it looks like fire. It's a beautiful color that the flowers have. But yeah, but right now, well, I really don't know what's gonna happen. We have to wait and see what's going on with it, and hope for the best. This is another Alberta spruce. I like spruces a lot, and this one has a nice story. It basically destroyed my neck. I was working on it, working the roots on this tree. This tree is some nice root base. It's all covered because I had to move it to another pot. And you see this all with all the holes. These are like those water pots, I think, like that's what they call them. There's holes all over the place, and they're kind of big, so they're pretty cool for the tree to grow and to develop a nice root base. And man, and that root, I'm gonna tell you, I was separating the roots and I pulled my neck so bad I couldn't sleep for like 4 or 5 days. It was bad, but the tree, I think the tree it's doing fine. Well, I hope it is doing fine because this transplant was done like a few days ago. And I'm sorry I don't have a video, but yeah, it was bad. It was a fight. It was really bad, and I like it because it has like a thick trunk, and there's like some strong branches coming up already. It's really cool, and I kind of picked up the front of the tree. I have this stick in here. I picked up the top of it. I picked the front of the tree. I'm sorry, the front of the tree. It's going to be this one because I like the way this flows sideways. And I kept this branch in the back so that you can have a little more depth on it. And when it starts like filling up and start working the pads, these pads are going to be like pretty cool. And I'm going to try to do this without wiring it, just like letting it cut and grow and see how it goes, because this has some nice turns on the branches. They have some nice movement. This one here kind of moves to the back of it, and this one goes up and starts like tilting a little bit around like this. So yeah, I have lots of hopes for this tree. We had like a bad start, but I'm hoping that it's like a good omen. Well, you know, it's definitely a cool story, and well, not only the neck part, but when I was picking up this tree, there was a gentleman, an older gentleman, that he was like looking at spruces too, and it was funny because he looked at me and he smiled, and well, I smiled back, you know, because, and it's a nice thing to do. And you know, I'm looking at the trees around like the store, and then it comes to me with the, well, it picked up this tree, and honestly, I didn't have time to check the spruces, and it comes to me, and it gives me the tree, the pot, and it goes like, listen, take this one. This is a really nice tree, and this was like the Christmas tree like cut that he had on it. You know, how spruces go. It looked like Christmas trees, and then I just came home and started working on it and started like cutting, and yeah, and then he goes like, it's a nice tree, and you're gonna like it. So he kind of figured out right away why I was looking for the trees, what I wanted to do with the trees, and it's like an Asian gentleman. So he came to me, probably, you know, it does bonsai too, and he kind of realized that I was into it too, and he told me, take this tree, this is a nice tree. I said, so you don't want it? No, I think you're gonna have a good time with it, so take it. It was really nice thing to do, and like, you know, it shows the power of a smile, right? You smile back, and in the end you come home with a nice specimen to work with. Well, I honestly hope that it would like the way I'm working in this tree, and you never know. One day I find him in the store for long, I'm gonna pass by and I'm gonna check the tree that you gave me, how it is, and, you know, give me an idea on what to do with it. Give me your opinion. So that's it. These are my trees. I don't have a lot of trees. I have a few. As I said, I started this bonsai journey in August last year. It's not even a year, and I had like this strategy. My strategy, like the first months in winter, from August until now, or until December, was mostly getting a few tools, like a tool a month that I can work my trees with, and that's done. Well, not completely done. I still have one or two that I still want, and then from February until now, I've just been buying trees, and that's going to, you know, probably stop for a couple of months, and because I'm going on vacation for like a month, and I'm going to be away from my trees, which is not good. It's kind of terrifying to be away from your trees for a month, and yeah, I already have a plan for someone to take care of them, and the next winter, like this coming winter, I'm going to be probably just getting some vases, some pots to put the trees on, and then it starts all over again next spring. A few more trees, and we're gonna make a big garden outside. Hopefully, a nice bonsai garden. So I hope you kind of enjoyed it, and to see my trees. I know my trees are developing. Honestly, hope that they're developing well, and well, I like it. I like the way this hobby is going, and I suggest everybody to give it a shot. And for my fellow MSers, people like me that have multiple sclerosis, I'm gonna tell you, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it takes your head away from lots of stuff, and God only knows with our difficulty in dealing with stress and stuff like that. It's very good. It's very good for your head to have something to think about, and something that you can do that's not really, you know, a heavy job. Well, it can be a heavy job if you get like big trees, but you know, can manage. And it helps you. I think it helps a little bit. Just for my again, for my multiple sclerosis friends, got good news. I had like 2 MRIs the other day. They came up like pretty good. So that there's no improvement, because there's never going to be improvement. But it didn't go worse. So as long as it didn't go worse, I think it's a good thing. And I just want to share this because I got some people that have multiple sclerosis that watch this channel, and this is for them too. I don't talk about it a lot, but yeah, this is for people that have MS too, for that they have something to see and to enjoy, and to take their mind from the problems that we have to deal with every single day. And this helps. Believe me, this is a good way for you to forget sometimes that you have to deal with stuff that is not that easy to deal with. Yeah, my Alberta spruce that destroyed my neck, and I hope that this tree comes up nice. So I hope you guys liked my trees, and we're going to be doing like some work on those previous trees that I show you in the future, and I'm gonna start posting it. I hope none of those trees kind of pulls a number, the same number that this one here pulled on me, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing for you and for everybody else to pay attention. Even a tree like this that is not too big, sometimes the roots are so tangled that you gotta be very careful. Okay, that's it. You guys have a good day. I hope you guys enjoyed my trees. Have fun, and always stay sharp. Have a good one.